Let me ask you something, and I want you to really sit with this question before you answer it. I want you to feel it in your chest. Let it move around in your gut. Because this question has the power to change the entire direction of your life if you let it. When you are lying on your bed at 70 years old, looking back at the life you built or the life you failed to build, what is the one word you do not want to define that moment? I'll tell you what that word is. That word is regret. See, most people don't understand what regret actually feels like until it is too late to do anything about it. They think regret is just a quiet little emotion, something that passes through you like a mild wind on a Tuesday afternoon. But I am telling you today, real regret, the deep kind, the kind that comes from years of choosing comfort over commitment, from choosing the easy path, when the right path was standing right there in front of you. That kind of regret doesn't pass through you. It sits in you, it lives in you, it becomes a permanent resident of your soul, and it does not pay rent. It takes from you everything it can, your peace, your joy, your sense of self-worth. And the cruel part, the really cruel part, is that by the time you feel it fully, your options are gone. This is why I want to talk to you today about discipline. Not because discipline is easy. Not because it feels good in the moment, but because between discipline and regret, one of them is temporary and the other one is permanent. And your job, your most important job in this life, is to figure out which one you are willing to carry. Let me tell you something about discipline. Discipline is getting up when the alarm goes off, even when every cell in your body is screaming at you to pull that blanket back over your head. Discipline is choosing the salad when the burger looks better. Discipline is opening the book when the television is calling your name. Discipline is making the call you've been putting off, doing the work you've been avoiding, having the conversation you've been afraid to have. Discipline is, in its simplest form, doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. And here is the interesting thing about discipline that most people miss. They look at discipline and they think it is about restriction. They think disciplined people are living some miserable, joyless, rigid existence, waking up at 4 a.m, never eating dessert, never relaxing, never having fun. But that is a complete misunderstanding of what discipline actually produces. Discipline does not take from your life. Discipline gives to your life. Every single time you honor a commitment you made to yourself, every single time you choose the hard right over the easy wrong, you are making a deposit into the account that eventually pays out as freedom, as success, as pride, as a life that actually means something. Jim Rohn used to say, and I want you to write this down somewhere. He said, we must all suffer from one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is that discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons. Ounces versus tons. The pain of discipline, the alarm going off too early, the workout that burns, the temptation you resist, the hour you sacrifice, the discomfort you push through, that weighs ounces. You feel it today, you feel it this week, and then it becomes easier, and then it becomes habit, and then it becomes character, and your character becomes your destiny. But regret weighs tons. And what makes it devastating, what makes it almost unbearable, is that it doesn't get lighter with time. Most pain fades, most wounds heal, but regret has this terrible quality of actually growing heavier as the years go on. Because every year that passes is another year of evidence that you didn't change, that you didn't try, that you didn't show up for yourself the way you always swore you would. And now you are looking at a life that doesn't look like what you imagined, and you have to live with the knowledge that it didn't happen to you. You chose it slowly, quietly, one small surrender at a time. Think about this. Most people don't arrive at regret through one massive catastrophic decision. They arrive at it through thousands of tiny ones. Every morning they hit snooze instead of rising. Every evening they scroll instead of study. Every week they say, I'll start Monday. And Monday becomes next month, and next month becomes next year. And they wake up one day and an entire decade has gone by. A decade of potential, a decade of becoming, a decade of building something real. Gone, traded away, not for something great, not even for something good, but for comfort, for the illusion of ease, for the path of least resistance that quietly, invisibly leads to a destination nobody actually wants to arrive at. Now let me talk to you about a specific kind of regret, because I think this is the one that cuts deepest. It is not the regret of the things you tried and failed at. Most people, when they look back, can make peace with their failures. You took a risk. It didn't work out. You learned something. You got back up. That kind of failure has dignity in it. People can respect that, and more importantly, you can respect yourself for it. No, the regret that truly haunts people, the regret that keeps people up at night when they are old and the options have closed, is the regret of the things they never tried, the business they always talked about but never started, the relationship they were too afraid to pursue, the degree they kept putting off, the dream they kept calling someday until someday ran out, the conversation they never had with a father or a mother or a child until one of them was gone. It is the unlived life that produces the heaviest regret, the life that existed inside you as potential, as desire, as vision, and never made it outside of you into the real world, because fear won too many of the daily battles. And here's what I really want you to understand about fear versus discipline. Fear and discipline are both hard. This is something people don't tell you. They act like the discipline path is somehow simple. Like if you just want it badly enough, the hard work becomes easy. That is not true. Discipline is hard. Waking up early is hard. Saying no to distraction is hard. Pushing yourself further than feels comfortable is hard. Choosing growth over comfort every single day is profoundly hard. But fear, living in fear, being controlled by fear, letting fear make your decisions while you watch your life shrink down to a small, safe, forgettable little box, that is also hard. In fact, it might be even harder because you feel the weight of it every single day and you still have nothing to show for it. At least discipline produces results. Discipline produces pride. Discipline produces momentum. Discipline produces the quiet confidence that comes from a person who has kept promises to themselves consistently enough that they actually believe in themselves. Fear produces none of that. Fear just produces more fear. And eventually it produces regret. So I want to offer you a simple but powerful reframe today. Instead of asking yourself, will this be hard? Because it will be hard. Whatever it is you are being called to do, it will be hard. Instead, ask yourself, which hard do I want? Do I want the heart of discipline that lasts today, this week, this season? Or do I want the heart of regret that lasts the rest of my life? Because one of them is coming. That much is certain. The question is only which one you are choosing. The people you admire most, the ones who built something real, who lived with purpose, who got to the end of their lives with a sense of genuine satisfaction. They were not special in the way most people think. They were not born with more hours in the day. They did not have easier circumstances or fewer distractions or less fear. What they had was a decision they made and then renewed. Every morning when the alarm went off, every evening when the temptation came, every time life gave them an excuse to quit, they chose discipline. They chose the temporary discomfort of doing the thing over the permanent emptiness of wishing they had. I want that to be you. I genuinely want that for you. Not because success is everything. Not because achievement is the point of life, but because there is something deeply human about becoming what you are capable of becoming. There is something profound and sacred about living out the potential that was placed inside you. And there is something tragic, truly tragic, about leaving this world with that potential still inside you, unused, unlived, unrealized. Traded away for an easier morning and a more comfortable afternoon. You've been given something rare and precious. You've been given time. Not unlimited time. Not guaranteed time, but time. Right now, today, you have it. And the question this moment is asking you is the same question every moment has always asked you. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to choose the discipline that hurts a little today? Or are you going to choose the regret that hurts forever? The alarm is going off. The page is blank. The path is in front of you. You know what you need to do? The only question that has ever mattered is whether today is finally the day you decide to do it. Choose wisely, because every choice you make is writing the story that you will one day have to live inside of for the rest of your life. Choose discipline, and let regret remain a word that belongs to someone else's story, not yours.